Hello, fifth grade. Today we are going to get started on our glass blowing projects. Of course, not using glass, but using a different material. So what we're going to use for this project, this is basically a shrink film. So it's a special kind of plastic that when heated will get a little bit smaller, but the plastic will get thicker as a result. So these will be perfect for making our glass blown sculptures in the style of Dale Chihuly. So you are each going to get 2 sheets of this plastic. And I want you to keep in mind as you're making your design, you want it to be nice and big because this will shrink down to about half of its size when you're designing it. So what I'm going to recommend that you do is use one of the provided circle stencils. I'm going to move one of these sheets off to the side right here. So if you see the circle stencil, and I know it's difficult to tell because the sheet is clear, it goes very nearly from one end to the other one. And of course, there is some space on the shorter edges. So what I would do is use one of these in order to trace it. You can trace with a pencil. It will show up lightly. But this will be really good for getting just your design on here. You can have the line straight. You also might had a hard time pulling that off the table, sorry. You can also trace this and then maybe do like a curved, like a wavy edge. So that way you can get a different effect when it's heated. So I have a very light line on here. So maybe on this one, I decide to cut it in some waves. And again, I am positive it's a little bit difficult for you to see, but it has a wavy edge on it. So after you have determined how big your design is going to be, we're going to use Sharpies in order to add our actual permanent designs on here. So you'll be able to use black Sharpies, but we also have a variety of different colored Sharpies that you'll be able to use as well. So after you determine what colors you want to use, it really is up to you how you would like to use them. Something that you might want to think about, you might want to start in the middle and have designs that radiate outwards. That's called radial balance, and think of it like a flower. Like if you have something that starts in the middle and it comes out in the same way on all directions. You might also choose to just have a design that goes kind of like straight. That's totally fine. Be careful when you're using the Sharpie, since this is something on plastic, it can smear a little bit. So just be aware of when the Sharpie hasn't dried completely. That's when it's more likely to smear. So I'm going to go ahead and decorate both of mine, and then we'll talk about how to get it finished up and ready to be heated so that the shape can change. All right, so I have gone ahead and drawn on both of my pieces. So the next thing that you want to do, you want to grab some scissors and you want to cut both of your shapes out from the extra plastic. You'll dispose of the extra plastic, and then I'll catch up with you one more time after I finish cutting them out. All right, so obviously you don't just want to write your names on these because it's plastic, it's see-through, and we would see it. So what I will ask you what I'll ask you to do with both of your pieces is to put a small piece of masking tape onto both of them. Onto that, you will write your name. These will be collected by homeroom, so that way I can, keep all of them straight. All right, and then just so you know what will happen with them after you turn them into me, the first thing, as we will be, at least the one that you decide to add to the class collaborative sculpture, as we will be stringing them together and hanging them, I am going to punch a small hole just into your plastic so that we have a place to hang them. I will be doing that for both of them. It will be a very subtle hole, so that way if you don't decide even to hang the one that you're going to take home with you, at least you have it there as an option. I will be heating all of the pieces that you turn into me. The masking tape comes off before heating and goes right back on afterwards, so that way we know which one belongs to who. So the good news is you will get to see how your pieces turn out. Whatever you made today, I will have them ready for you next time.